Alright, so let's start with the training. Training is for us to train the animals to use SMARTA, and so depending on what research you do, you have different training methods. I'm going to show you how I train my lemurs to use SMARTA. So we'll start with picking the lemur that we're going to be using. So for this demonstration, I'm going to use subject 1, and I'm going to hit the train button. And you can see in the tablet, I'm telling it to just show a black blank screen. And so these are all the different modes during training that I can tell the tablet to do. So if you touch this, then the whole screen will turn red. So whatever you touch, it corresponds to the tablet. And so you can see that there are different red box shapes, and also the positions of these boxes change, and also you'll see these boxes of red and gray. So when we train the lemurs, first of all, the whole screen is red, and the first thing you do is you actually train the lemurs to pay attention to your machine. And so having it red sort of catch their attention. And so once they're paying attention to this screen, you turn it into a smaller square. And now, after you train them to pay attention to the tablet, now you're training them to touch the tablet. So the lemur will, let's say, touch over here. You don't reward them, but once they hit this red, you positively reinforce them with a food reward and a bridge, let's say a whistle. Once they learn that, you make the square smaller. This is the actual size of the stimulus that I'll be using for my testing. So now they learn that they can't touch this blank area. They have to touch this red area. And once they've learned that, then they learn that the red square can actually be on the left or on the right. Again, you teach them, don't touch this area, just touch this red. Once they learn that, now you show them 2 squares, and now that's when they learn what a discrimination task is that they cannot touch this gray, they won't get anything. If given a choice, they always also have to touch this red. And then once they learn that, again, you can randomize the red so it can be on the left or on the right. Then they learn that ultimately their goal is to always touch the red square. And so this is a training mode. There are also some other functions that I put in there. For example, if you have a lemur that particularly is not interested in something, or you really just want to get their attention, what you can do is you can tell SMARTA to, this little box and an arrow, you can tell them to jiggle the square. So now the square sort of like turns, and that motion will, hopefully grab the attention of a lemur. So yeah. And then there's also a function where to stop it from spinning, you just hit it again. So you hit it to spin and you hit it again for it to stop. There's also a function over here. This button actually makes you record video manually, so that there will be something that's recording right now. During testing, video is recorded automatically, but during training, you can tell it to record or not. Again, to stop it, just hit the button again. Alright, so the objective of the training is that you want to train your lemurs to touch the red square. And so let's show a red square right now. And let's say a lemur comes up to the machine and touches the red square. Once they touch the red square, you want to manually dispense your food reward, because remember, during training, food reward is dispensed manually. So you see a button right here that says dispense, and there's a bracket that says 7. That means that there are 7 food reward inside SMARTA. So just hit the dispense. So there's food reward that comes out, and there's a bracket over here. As you can see, this says 5 now instead of 7 because we've dispensed 2 food reward. And so it's sort of like a countdown. When this turns into 0, so I'm going to do this. So this means that there are no food reward left inside SMARTA, and we have to stop training because we have to refill fruit reward in the conveyor belt. What you do is you hit the back button right here, and you can hear the conveyor belt is rewinding itself. And this ends the training session, and so SMARTA actually will record all the data that happened during the training session and uploads it online automatically.